So,
she tried to lick me.
well, Kerry, Sabrina, Keifer, and Sheba. You guys are homeless. Tell me about it.
Well, about 2.5 years ago, lost my job. We were living on everything we had in savings up until January of this year. We went to Arizona to look for work, and that didn't work out.
Right,
Came back up here. We moved into this little trailer on my mom's property, and then one night she got drunk and kicked us out.
$6.
Yeah, we had $6, and we came up here to Ethel's place, and she let us park here. Been here since May 19th.
Now, you told me you got this trailer off Craigslist. You knew you were going to crash and burn. And...
Yeah, in December, things weren't looking too good, and we seen on Craigslist someone was selling the trailer for $300. So we went in, looked at it, figured, for $300, if we have to, we could stay in there for a few months and maybe find work. Ended up getting it for $200, and April moved into it.
Where would you be if you didn't have the trailer?
Well, that's what I keep telling Sabrina. It's not much of a trailer, but without it, we would be in a tent. We would be totally screwed.
Right. Well, even in a tent, it's getting down to 50 degrees out, or even, it's a little chilly out there right now. So, you got a family of 3 and you got a big boy there. And, how do you make this little trailer work? You don't have much room. You have like 2 beds. Kind of 2 bed areas, I would guess you say. How do you make that work?
Well, it's not always easy, but he usually sleeps over there at the foot of the bed with his head that way. She sleeps over
this
there.
way, and Sheba usually sleeps smack in the middle or on top of one of us. And then Kerry sleeps over here, and Sheba, but she goes back and forth to bed.
Right.
She doesn't just stay on our bed. She stays over there too. So.
I guess we're lucky we get along so well.
Will you sit?
Well, you have to.
You have to, otherwise we'd kill each other in here.
And again, there's, you got to look at, I was talking to your wife, and I said, the good stuff that's going to come out of this is, we were talking about you, Keifer, about being grateful for the little things. And that you guys are going to be closer as a family when you get through this. So, and you're on Twitter.
Yes.
And these are the playing cards that Slide Joanna sent.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about. You're grateful. You're grateful for playing cards.
Yeah, getting on Twitter, it's because I was pissed. We couldn't find any help, and I figured I'm going to get on Twitter, and, I know the governor has Twitter. I'm just going to yell at people and cuss them out. And
really? That's how because we haven't talked about that.
And it wasn't working. I was getting no replies, and so I typed in homeless or something, and I came up with homeless girl. So it's like, whoa, is she really homeless? So I started following her, and like the next day she retweeted one of your videos. You had just got into Vegas, and it's like, well, we got to follow this guy.
Wow.
And just kind of hung with you there. And then we ran into Shay a couple of days afterwards.
Yeah, and Shay helped us get food from the food bank in Reno.
Hands of Hope.
And Shay is Project 50/50.
Yeah.
And your Twitter ID is?
Alleycat22469.
And you are?
Bully Lover 78.
And why Bully Lover?
Because of my dog.
Pretty obvious. Well, I just got off this road trip, and this is kind of a real special moment for me because I didn't plan on coming here. But this fine young man, started contacting me on Facebook. Just sending me hugs, and what he's using is show him how you're connecting to the internet.
I'm using my PSP.
Right, and he took my Facebook picture and replaced Tony Hawk,
Yes.
which I think is a little crazy because Tony Hawk is much better looking than me. Much better looking. But when your mom tweet
No, sit.
that you did that, I knew I had to come visit. And then Kerry, you you went and holy cow, I'm kind of wrecked here, but you collected cans
Yes.
to hand out We Are Visible flyers.
Yeah, we had. I seen a news story that Faces of Grace ministry out of Reno were holding a homeless awareness, and I figured if we can only get some flyers, we can go up there and maybe pass out some of them to some of the homeless people up there and get them connected. So we gathered up as much cans as we can find, turned them in, got $3, and ended up getting 21 copies.
Yeah.
And went up there for the evening.
I mean, that's just amazing. That also just, wrecked me. Totally wrecked me. Well, there's actually going to be a good ending here because you've got a housing voucher.
Yes.
So as soon as Bon Jovi, as soon as you, I should explain that to the viewers. I like saying Bon Jovi better than Gesundheit, so you have a housing voucher, and as soon as you get a place approved, which is in the process, and it could take some while, you're out of this small trailer.
Yes.
That's amazing, and that's just so cool. So
last week, my VA outreach worker came out here, and we told her an area that we had heard about in Carson that had some rentals that was close to a decent school we could send him to, and she drove in there and called us a couple hours later and said, I found a place. They'll take your dog with no deposit. And so we went in there and looked at the place. It was being remodeled, and we're waiting on the remodeling to be finished. And then HUD Vash will go in and do an inspection and let us know when to move in.
right, and you're also looking for work.
Oh, yes. That's a never-ending chore there.
It's tough. But you're going to get your family closer to the city once you get the housing voucher.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways, guys, I'm really grateful for all you've done me, because as I watch you guys encourage other people on Twitter, other homeless people, you've encouraged me. You've helped me keep going. It's just been truly amazing what you guys are doing. So anyways, you knew this one was coming. What's your 3 wishes?
Kind of easy. A job, housing, and you want to put in the third one?
Oh, no, you each get 3.
Oh,
It's a generous day.
There we go.
Yeah, we're going.
So my last wish would be that somehow we can come up with a solution for the homeless problem.
And Sabrina?
That's not fair because I didn't know we were all getting 3. We had it all planned.
Oh, you did?
Yes, because it was going to be a house, a job, and then, but mine was to have at least 6 months paid on the car for insurance. So that
Awesome.
We don't
So
lose our car.
Cool. And Mr. Keifer?
I don't really know.
Oh, come on.
House, job.
Job? Good for you.
I don't really know.
House, job, and Tony Hawk. Because you already got Hardly Normal, so now you got to get Tony Hawk. How's that one?
Okay.
So we'll all tweet Tony Hawk and see if he can come visit. There we go. Anyways, guys, I truly love you dearly, and I'm really grateful. So thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Awesome.